Before we get started here, I wanted to explain something about this show. This is not about professional wrestling, the show itself, not about storylines or the characters or everything there. If the fans want it, I will eventually add it. No, this show is about outside wrestling media. Books, TV shows, comic books, episodes of TV shows, movies, video games, those kinds of things. Now that that's been explained, CM Waters here, and welcome to the first edition of the Washout. This time around, we're going to take a look at an episode of a TV show. So with that said, let's talk Mario. Most of you already know who I mean, but just in case you've been living under a rock for the past 31 years, Mario is the mascot character for Nintendo and is most likely the most recognized video game character in the world. Since its creation in 1981, Mario has become a worldwide phenomenon, being on everything from the video games that he starred in to breakfast cereals. And of course, with that kind of success, television was obviously coming around. Now, because this is a wrestling-based show, you would expect me to talk about the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, featuring our old friend from Rockin' Wrestling, Captain Lou Albano. Well, I have something special planned for Captain Lou in the very near future, so we're not going to cover that one just yet. No, instead we're going to cover the sequel series, The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3. Released in September of 1990, 7 months after the game Super Mario Bros. 3 came out in the US, this show took a look at the Mario world as it was updated for the newest title. The biggest changes that came around was that A, there were no more live action segments, and B, all of King Koopa's, yes I know he's called Bowser in the games, he was called King Koopa in this cartoon, his minions were replaced by his children, who also had different names than they did in the games. There was also the fact that there were 2 11-minute segments per episode instead of the one animated segment and the live-action bits. But hey, this isn't watercolors, this is the Washout! So we're all not going to focus on the whole series, we're going to focus on one episode, one that is professional wrestling based. I give to you, ladies and gentlemen, Tag Team Trouble! The story starts out with Toad wandering the hills of the Mushroom Kingdom with a giant sack of gold coins.
Oh, the next time the princess needs someone to deliver 1,000,000 gold coins to the mushroom orphanage, I'm on vacation.
Thank you, Captain Exposition. While Toad makes his way to the orphanage, Bowser and his son Larry, yeah, I know they're called King Koopa and Cheatsy in the show, but I'm going with the US game names here, are also wandering around, apparently to find a way to get some easy money. Because, you know, being the king of the entire Koopa Kingdom means you're always short on cash. He does have a plan on him that we'll learn about later, but being the oblivious villain, he doesn't notice the easy money that passes by with Toad, and our mushroom friend makes his way to the orphanage with the cash, collapsing into sleep in the process.
Shh! You mustn't laugh at Toad. Without this money, we'd have to close the orphanage. You wouldn't have a home. Sweet dreams, Toad.
And you didn't leave him a note telling that you took it. Why exactly? Also, what the hell does an orphanage with only 2 children need 1,000,000 gold coins for? Oh, and the reason is obviously to get the plot of the episode started, as when Toad wakes up, there's only one logical explanation that can come to his mind of what happened.
Koopa, that creep, he's the only one mean enough to swipe money meant for orphans.
Rather than actually tell the Mario brothers and have them go after Bowser because of this, Toad instead tries to think of a way to earn some easy money without anyone knowing. Luckily, Bowser forgot to throw away his plan, and Toad discovers the thing that makes this episode wrestling-based. A tag team tournament, with the first prize being, conveniently, 1,000,000 gold coins. Of course, what they don't tell you in the flyer, that with the fees for hotel, food, locker room accommodation, licensing, and of course the registration fee, and also taxes, that by the end of this you'll only end up with 35 cents when all is said and done. Luckily, Toad just happened to have 2 cousins that are strong enough and tough enough to be wrestlers, and he takes them to get signed up. But on arrival, his team gets to an altercation with Bowser's team, the Sledge Brothers. Despite the Sledge Brothers' bullying tactics, Toad's cousins manage to knock them away, forcing Larry to chuckle a bit.
Too bad, King Dad. Looks like your scheme to win the prize money won't work as easy as you thought.
Bowser, I'm sure in some sick, twisted Koopa way you love your kid, but with a line like that, you really gotta use the flame breath on his ass. But no, instead he sends Larry to use some hypnotism on Toad's cousins and puts them to sleep for 2 days. Okay, seriously, if he has the power to hypnotize people for 2 days, why hasn't Bowser used this power before? I mean, you could just walk into the Mario's house, hypnotize them, take over the kingdom, the world is yours. And people wonder why Bowser loses all the time. The spell works, and Toad's cousins are put fast asleep, unable to wake up despite Toad's best efforts. This finally allows us to bring the rest of the main characters in.
Toad? Lighten up! It's just a silly old wrestling match.
Okay, you and me, steel cage right now, princess! Sorry about that, everyone. But with the princess gone, Toad explains the situation to Mario and Luigi, and Mario has an idea.
We can fix that, right, big little brother? We used to wrestle back in Brooklyn.
Whoa, brother, we can't show them that kind of wrestling here. This is a kid's show. And now, because each episode of this show was required to have one of these, it's time for our musical number as the brothers train for the match.
Stop, baby, stop. Turn, baby, turn. Keep on pumping iron. Burn, baby, burn.
Personally, I think this montage will work better with this song. So, after the montage, we go right to the match and... Wait a second. A Deke-made show that actually talks about wrestling and that actually shows the wrestling? How come it's this show that did it and not Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling where there are actually wrestlers in the show? But things don't go well for the brothers as Larry has set up various traps in the ring to slip up the brothers. That, combined with the Sledge Brothers' natural strength, is enough to seemingly take the Mario Brothers out of things. The princess, however, has other plans.
Quick! Grab one!
Invincible stars! Invincible timing, princess!
Judging by the fact all the cheating that's going on by both sides and the referee having done nothing about it, I'm gonna guess this is a no disqualification match. Also, here's a joke that old school wrestling fans will get. In this universe, the princess's first name isn't Peach, it's Elizabeth. But yeah, with the power of invincibility on their side, the Mario Brothers chase off the Sledge Brothers, who tag in Bowser and Larry, and after humiliating the villains, they're awarded with the victory, and Toad goes off with the prize money. Now let's see here, cheating on both sides, multiple weapon usage, indecisive ending here, not looking good. You're only getting a half a star. You guys need better work rate. And thus our story ends with Toad bringing the new 1,000,000 gold coins to the orphanage for the nice little wrap-up scene.
Another bag of gold? How wonderful! Please, give the princess double thanks for her double generosity.
Another bag? Wait a second. Then Koopa didn't steal it. Then the orphans had it all along. Then I didn't need to...
Congratulations, orphanage owner! You just gave Toad a heart attack! This episode wasn't really that bad, but it did depend a lot on coincidence. Bowser just happening to look for easy money while Toad was just happening to bring a gold coin sack to the orphanage, him just happening to have cousins who could wrestle, and the Mario Brothers just happening to wrestle, and so forth and so on. But as far as the wrestling episode, one thing that I do like about this is that for kids who like to keep suspension of disbelief, they didn't try to play off that wrestling was fake. The match itself was goofy, but hey, that's what Mario is. All in all, this was fun and harmless. But fear not, people, there are plenty of other weird things we can review on the Washout. For today, though, Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 Tag Team Trouble, you have officially been washed out. So until next time, everybody, do the Mario!
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just like that.
Whoa, nice catch, Koopa.
Out of my lap, Lumber, or I'll charge you rent.